It's an interesting society that we have created around ourselves, where we see food as some sort of enemy. The way I see food has definitely changed, but I still love cooking, I still love eating. It's just that before, when there was food around, especially anything sweet, I just couldn't stop myself from eating and eating, even though I knew I would feel terrible after. That's changed though. Food is not the enemy. Sugar does not control me. Not anymore. According to one study done in 2008, Americans will consume around 3,550 pounds of sugar during their lifetime. And we consume all of this almost mindlessly. We don't think, we just eat. And then we feel bad about it. We swear off donuts and soda for about a week until we cave in again, and the cycle just continues. Many looking at this behavior would say that this is indicative of an addiction.
I would consider sugar to be an addictive substance to a certain point. I wouldn't consider it to be equal to heroin or a strong drug. But you focus on it a lot when it comes to food and food decisions.
So if you look at what makes things addictive, there are really 4 criteria. Number 1, it has to be a natural need. Number 2 criteria would be novelty. The body craves novelty. Number 3, it has to be accessible. Sugar is widely accessible. It's found in everything. The final category is no side effects, so that you can eat a lot of it and feel very rewarded, but it does not stick around. So you'll have to eat more and more and more.
And we do. We eat and we eat. These 4 things, natural need, or especially an extreme version of a natural need, novelty, accessibility, and having no immediate side effects, all most certainly apply to sugar in our society today. It didn't used to be this way. In fact, sugar used to be a rare commodity, and still is in many poorer countries around the world. Back in the day, let's say 1912. Americans ate, on average, about 50 pounds of sugar every year. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, not really. Not especially when you look just a few decades in the future. Let's say 1950. That's a good solid sounding year. Americans living in this time period consumed an average of about 110 pounds of sugar each year. More than doubled. By 2015, the average American ate around 130 or more pounds of sugar or added sweeteners each year.
I think our society has changed so much because we're busier. We just have more things going on. We don't have time to eat at home. We want something quick and easy. Just go to the grocery store, grab something already prepared, go to a restaurant, get something that's all ready to eat. My belief that we have a big increase in diabetes is because of our lifestyle changes for the most part as a nation. Not as much individually, but I just think we have a lot more luxury, but we don't work out as much, we don't work physically as hard, and we have way more processed foods that are available to us. We eat out all the time, we're not cooking as much, families don't eat together as much. If someone is craving sugar, I would tell them to eat sugar, but eat small amounts and eat mindfully. So pay attention, don't just gobble it down really fast and then get a second bowl, but just eat one portion, eat it at a time when you can just enjoy it and then stop at that.
Your brain is wired to crave sugar. It's very healthy. It's a source of energy, and so it would make sense that our brain is wired for it, and it's very rewarding. The problem we have is the accessibility of the sugar.
And that's where the addiction part comes in. Many people struggle to find the self-discipline to stop. As more health problems develop, we start looking for something to blame.
There's new controversy over the American diet.
About Americans and our sugar overload.
Don't we need to wean ourselves off the taste of sweet stuff?
That is how much people are consuming every single day.
This year, there's a big push for all of us to cut back on America's sugar
Why should we
addiction.
demonize sugar over anything else?
I really believe that all foods fit into a healthy diet. I don't believe that you should cut out all sweet things. I think that's more of a depriving yourself, and psychologically I don't think it works, especially in my patients that I've seen and in myself. So it's really finding that balance that's super important.
Although it might seem to go against everything I've been told, I've learned that sugar is not some terrible enemy. I just have to be sure that it's not in control of me, that I'm in control. I've broken a sweet addiction.